So how do we feel about Tom Cruise?
I'm a fan.
I like Tom.
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Not mad.
Maverick is dope.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
I remember
it.
seeing him
But
at Jack Reacher. I was also like in high school.
And you know what?
And I was like, I didn't really like him. But then in that movie, I was like, he's actually believable as a badass.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty believable as a Japanese person too.
He is.
Yeah.
He played a really good Japanese man. I don't mind it.
it is interesting to start seeing him with like he looks old now. So it's to the point where he has to, even in Maverick, he has to play older people roles. Kind of like what happened with Jackie Chan in The Foreigner, or like Sylvester Stallone in like The Expendables or whatever. You know what I mean? It looks like he's finally at that age.
The old guy.
Where you can't hide it in Botox. You can't do Mission Impossible 7 and look like Mission Impossible 3. You know what I mean?
What's gonna be Mission Impossible is him actually doing movement.
During the
Stunts,
mission, yeah. I think so.
He's always gonna have the run though.
The run's good.
The run is so good, and somebody put that together a couple years ago. I didn't even notice that he runs like that.
So
Way
much.
better than Steven
He's got a good run.
Yeah, Steven Seagal doesn't run anymore.
He runs like
It cuts to his back, and then his body double runs.
a little pussy, dude.
Does he still have a wig?
Who, Seagal? Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy.
It's hilarious. It's really funny looking.
Just switch to hats or beanies or some shit.
Imagine him with a beanie.
It's too late. It's too late now.
Ryanimay beanie.
parade.
Come on, dude.
So that pronounced V, Widow's Peak, is pretty wild on him.
It's a hard angle.
I just hope Tom Cruise doesn't end up like Rock Hudson, where like if Tom Cruise is actually gay, I hope if he wants to come out, I hope he can do it before he dies.
Do you think he's gay?
That's the rumor.
Dude.
But if he is, oh, I thought that was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nah, that one
No,
gay.
everyone thinks Tom Cruise is gay for sure.
Yeah.
And they think that him and Travolta, because Travolta.
All the Scientology guys, right?
Yeah.
I was about to ask. He's a Scientologist.
Even Will Smith. People say that about Will Smith.
But I thought every actor in Hollywood just experimented.
I thought that every guy who's not me is gay because I'm jealous of them.
Oh, that too.
That's accurate.
I subscribe to that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Feel you.
Your straightness just makes everyone look gay.
Yeah, I'm just like, that guy's probably gay because I'm really jealous of him.
I can see how you're going to be wrong about that usually, but everyone in this room is a gay for sure.
My
A
theory
little
is
bit.
that
It's a spectrum.
have so much sex, right? Yeah. And then they have so many drugs and parties and orgies that like, hey, if you're having that many orgies, you might just be like curious and be like, you know what? This round, Travolta, I'll try. And then you grab his dick and you suck it.
Yep.
Or is it one of those things? Or is it one of those things where it's like,
I agree.
You're Tom Cruise, you're Travolta, you're getting so much pussy,
So much pussy.
So much.
that you're doing giant orgies,
So big.
On Sandra Bullock's ass like every week.
so desensitized.
And
it's
this
like,
guy's dick is already out.
you know
Might
what I'm
as well
saying? You're
grab it.
so desensitized. We're already here. It's like, oh, the girls didn't show up this time, but we already popped the Viagra.
Every Brazilian model that exists.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling me if
like-
you woke up and there was a churro on your pillow next to your mouth, you wouldn't just go. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a bite.
Do you think they
Anyone
call,
would take a bite.
Do you think they call Tom Cruise and be like DiCaprio and Tom Cruise is on the phone? They're like, dude, man, we fuck really hot girls, everything. But you know what I haven't had is a real good strong man. Me too. I haven't had a strong man either. You're like, but I don't want just any.
That was the right voice for a strong man. Yeah.
I don't want any guy. You know, I want you.
I just
And
hope
he's
it's
like,
not a deathbed situation like Rock Hudson.
Okay, so what movie do you think Tom Cruise
So
was like,
I don't,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
start
know this Rock Hudson
experimenting?
thing.
Rock Hudson was like a heartthrob of like old cinema back in the day, and
He was like the man's man back then.
And
He
then
was a Clint Eastwood of his
and he
time.
died in the closet.
Yeah.
So how did it
no,
come out
on,
that-
on his deathbed, like that's
came
when
out?
He came out.
Damn.
But how do you know he was telling the truth?
Oh, because you
That's a funny ass troll to die by. It's like, yo, I got one joke for them. I'm gay.
And then just dies, and you'll never know, bro.
Is that like Freddie Mercury, where everyone was like, "Oh, he's like the rock god," and then he comes out, and everyone's like, what?"
I think so.
Maybe during that
Everyone thought Freddie
time.
Mercury was gay, right?
I thought it was.
Or that era? I'm just like thinking guys in that era.
Oh, did
Well, hair bands were very
I
gay
think
anyway.
so. I think it was
like
except Slayer, but yeah.
and they loved it. Like they loved gay culture. Like Prince dressed that way, and like it was like cool.
I thought they were so macho they couldn't even have a gaydar.
Was it like known but taboo?
What?
Just like, but nobody talks about it?
I don't know.
Like formally. formally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Liberace was super gay, and like that era was pretty taboo.
Yeah. Well, and he liked young. He liked him young.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he liked
So he like apprentice level gay.
Also, it's kind of interesting that when you look at like bands like Poison or whatever back in the day,
hair bands?
it looks gay to people looking back, but at the time it was just defiant. It wasn't
No,
necessarily.
they were being called gay by like country guys or like guys that like all the hair bands. They're like, oh, look at these girly dudes.
The guys they were defying.
Probably my grandpa in the audience was calling him
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
it's kind of like the way they call BTS, like feminine and all that shit. But it's not as bad.
Effeminate.
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 Yeah, but it's funny that like something like that would be like the ladies fucking loved that shit. Just like like BTS.
Just like Guns N' Roses and shit.
Isn't there something to that? And I don't know, but isn't there something to that where it's like their features are so soft, they're not like it's not like intimidating or some shit. So
Well,
it's like,
yeah, it's been like that for a really long time. But then they did the same thing with boy bands in the '90s. You know, like
Oh, but it's
like
the
the
it's the
whole-
age of women that are into them.
right.
But boy bands, it's non-threatening. You know,
Yeah.
like high school.
It's like in The Simpsons when Lisa has that magazine and someone else has Teen Beat, Tiger Beat, and then hers is non-threatening boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a flavor. It's a fucking
Non-threatening boys.
Anyway, so Tom Cruise, he, you know, we all love Tom Cruise. I think everyone loves Tom Cruise.
I'm a fan.
So he's dead. No, I'm kidding.
You tried to fuck me today.
Can you imagine if they really got that headline right now and that's the delivery?
With
The way he films his movies, where he's actually doing these stunts, I keep expecting it every time I see Tom Cruise headline. Oh, please.
Didn't he get like super fucked up on the last Mission Impossible?
Yeah, he like broke his leg or something. But that's the whole storyline out of Maverick, right? This is partly why I really want to see it, is because all the actors, all the fucking interviews that they do, they're all talking about the crazy training that they did for this movie. Like they did actual like flight simulation.
Also, Val Kilmer's in a bad condition too. So I
Oh,
really wanna
yeah.
see it.
They put him in. They put him in it.
Oh, he's good.
And his voice is not his real voice; it's AI computer generated because he has throat cancer or something like that. He can't talk. So apparently he like begged to be in the movie because he wasn't originally supposed to be scripted into it. Begged to be in it. They put him in it. He moves his lips and stuff, and literally they use AI for all of the voice acting or anything he's ever done.
no wonder. Okay, you'll see why his character is the way he is. I didn't know that about him.
They did that for the Mr. Potato Head guy too, in the latest like Toy Story.
Oh no, yeah, the guy that died.
They just did that with James Earl Jones too, because there's a Star Wars show right now with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and James Earl Jones, it's his voice doing Vader, which is like the iconic voice, but it wasn't him recording the
He
lines.
computer generated it.
They just AI like filled in the blank.
Hey, you been watching that show? Is it good?
Fucking bomb, dude. I mean, there's some like weird.
It's
stuff in it.
okay.
Oh, you think it's okay? I think I just love the character too much. I think I'm biased as fuck.
I'm still very happy to watch it, but
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
What, lukewarm?
I think that there's some weird choices in it. Like, I don't get why he was like shooting all those stormtroopers, and then all of a sudden he just lays down on the ground. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck is going
Is
on?
anybody else watching it, or does anybody else care to watch
My
it?
mom was watching an episode and I watched like 10 minutes of it and then I left.
I'm a huge fan, so fuck you, man.
What the hell happened to Tom Cruise?
Yeah, is Tom Cruise alive or not?
So back to Tom Cruise. Dude, he was visiting Larry Ellison. You guys know him. He's like Oracle CEO. He's a billionaire. Hawaiian Island shortly after the dude bought it. And he's driving one of his fucking expensive ass cars. And he fucking flipped and totaled it.
Whoa.
Tom Cruise totaled Larry's car.
Ellison's car while driving on his private island. On Larry Ellison's private island.
Holy shit.
His private
And he's
island,
okay?
His
Yeah, he's
island's
fine.
Lanai. He owns Lanai. He
Really?
Oh yeah, it is Lanai, yeah. He bought it for 300 mil in 2012.
It's not even a small island. It's like
Huge.
the fourth one or some shit.
Did you know that Larry Ellison's worth $86.9 billion?
86.
And he only bought an island of Hawaii for $300 million?
That's so crazy.
I feel like
the
things got to be
fuck?
sold in ratio, not market value.
He owns 98% of the island of Lanai.
He doesn't own most of it, yeah.
No, he owns 98%.
I mean, he owns most of it, yeah.
How quickly?
What I wanted to say.
Understandable. So Lanai has two Four Seasons resorts, a bunch of private houses, commercial properties, but most of it's Larry Ellison's, which is fucking bananas.
Dude, I went there, but I wasn't able to leave the airport because during that time in Hawaii, you had to have a COVID test for island hopping. So,
Wow.
we took a plane to just get to the airport. We were just on a flight school thing, right? So then we went down. He needed to get some pilot flight hours, and then I was like, can we use the bathroom at the airport? They said, yeah. And they're like, but you can't leave, though, because you didn't have your COVID test. And I'm like, all right. And then we went back to Oahu. But I was like, fuck, man, I wanted to check out Lanai.
But dude, Tom Cruise is fucking indestructible. That's what I'm saying.
He's never gonna die.
His car flipped.
So he's driving a Toyota Land Cruiser that belonged to Larry Ellison while driving on Lanai's mostly unpaved roads, right? So that maybe contributed to it. But he's probably fucking driving like a maniac because he's Tom Cruise. Yeah. And so then,
Practice stunt driving.
yeah, dude. Then he flips it, totals it. The car's totally fucked. Tom Cruise is fine,
No scratches.
no scratches, and that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Because we see. Do you see the fucking Mission Impossible stunt where he's actually hanging on the side of the plane? They filmed it.
Okay.
The guy's fearless.
To be fair though,
Yeah.
only because we also lived in the era of Jackie Chan.
Isn't that not impressive?
Tom Cruise's stunts are different. So his stunts aren't necessarily like bodily physical stuff. It's death-defying and daring.
No.
So he'll like go on a plane and he'll like lock himself in stuff. But Jackie will like jump from a third-story mall thing, try to hold.
Jackie's trash. Is what I'm trying to get at. Why do you bring up Jackie Chan? I agree. Jackie Chan's the man. I fucking love Jackie Chan.
Your goat.
Jackie would be like falling from a building and just be on cardboard boxes.
Jackie just doesn't want no trouble, and then he keeps
I
on
don't know why I'm
finding a
making
lot
a
of
face
trouble.
right now.
No, I fucks with Tom Cruise. I'm just saying they're different tiered stunts.
Oh, I agree.
You know what though? Tom Cruise is hella gangster because on Maverick he rides a motorcycle without a helmet, and I was like, wow.
Well, spoiler.
I know we haven't even seen it, but all right, now I don't want to watch it because I was really looking forward to that motorcycle scene.
That really stood out to me beyond all the other stunts because I was like, that is probably the most dangerous thing that you could do, and it's illegal.
Dude, Anthony's doing some wiggly shit though. You see that? Because now we can't. You can't just talk about something that you think is cool. Yeah, wiggly shit. Because now you can't talk about something that you think is cool.
It's one up Anthony over here,
Or
dude.
it's like, oh yeah, well how come nobody's talking about Jackie Chan? It's like, yeah, everyone loves Jackie Chan. What the fuck are you talking about? Jackie Chan rocks.
Well, Neil Armstrong went to fucking space.
Why is nobody talking about that right now?
What about Buzz, dude? Buzz Aldrin.
What if this guy just like paid him because he wanted to see a live action stunt from Mission Impossible?
Bro, that seems very likely.
I'll give Tom Cruise his little Dubai Abu Dhabi or what's the tall building name? The
Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa. That was a crazy one.
From which movie?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Ghost
where he's doing the
Protocol's
suction
good.
cups and he's like literally on the outside of the Burj Khalifa.
But that's what he does so much better than Jackie, you know, because that's what I was really getting at, is that
It was CG though.
It was?
he does
No.
cinematic stunts where like it's when you're filming it, you cannot believe what you're looking at, like in a way that I think nobody else does, including especially Jackie actually.
Especially.
I get it if you say Vin Diesel, but
Diesel
don't say Jackie.
fucking- he doesn't
and
do
you,
any
and you can
stuff.
call him Mr. Chan for all that.
Vin Diesel's not in the conversation, bro.
Can we get some credit for Justin Long getting hit with dodgeballs for real?
And a wrench.
Anybody talk about that?
Shout out Justin Long, dude.
Familia.
Me familia.